Hi, it's Xavier, and I'm back on the patio mid-terrace, and been a break in the rain. And first thing, I'm going to apologise. I was planning on releasing, we're going to have some wind noise as well from the clouds, and I was thinking of releasing the second part to do on Trident maples, but we've had so much rain, I haven't really been able to have a chance to get out there and do them. So what you would be seeing there is the sort of stuff that you could take in that, probably doing that third or fourth week of autumn. A lot of minor work, so that will get released at a later stage. Instead, I thought it's time to hit this silver birch. I'll take you on a close-up of it. I'm going to apologise now. This wall is about the only thing I've got, and I haven't got anything to cover it, so I reckon you may well struggle to see it, but there's the line of the tree in here. Let's swing it round. This was collected by Ryan of Horton Bonsai. I think he collected it last year. It's in a nice soil. Now normally I wouldn't do anything to do with silver birch this time of the year. I find them what I call a fickle tree. So although I've had reasonable success at getting ramification on a couple of mine, you only need the conditions to be slightly wrong, and I think it drops branches. But this has been sitting in this deep tub, and I'm going to just do a really basic first styling, just to establish some shape and decide where I want to go with this before we even look at repots and stuff like that. So, haven't decided the front yet, although I already think the front is going to be there because I've got absolutely no branches here. So that's probably a good idea. No idea what the trunk's looking like in the bottom. I can't even get my hand around the stump. Coming in nice and close to it, I've obviously got this stonking great trunk, which I can't even get my hand around. Moving up, see, that's where the first cut was done, and the nice thing from that junction, we've got this, so basic wire, should be able to bring it over. We run it up, okay, and that lovely white bark shows that this is an older example. Then we come up here where the 80 is going to be. We've got nothing here, which ideally I would like. There was a branch there, but that's broken, so we're reliant on doing stuff, bringing maybe this branch here down. Again, do something with the apex. If you're looking at it from the side on angle, you can see that it's very two-dimensional, so you know, that's a disadvantage with it, and everything is on the back part of the tree, which is why in the end, you know, maybe traditionalist, but I'm going to go default position. There's a bit of movement in here, just there, a bit of movement in the trunk going up there, so I'll try and maximize that a bit. Hard to know without what's going on down there. Yeah, so we'll get the leaves off, and then we'll get some wire on. Most of that's going to be in Xavier motion, I should imagine. The wind is bad. The rules are going to be the same. I'm just going to be trying to get the basic shape. Look at these. We've got lots of little critters on there. There they are. There it is. Let's get to work on it. The fact that we can easily remove these leaves is indication that the tree is saying I no longer need them. It means that all that energy that it was looking to get from the sun is pretty well either moved back into the plant itself, or is being redistributed, where it's deciding where next year's buds are going to be. So, you know, at the end here it's thinking, right, I've got to make sure I've got everything I need ready for that. So the energy distribution is going on, so this is ideal time to do some work on it. This isn't something I would normally do on a silver birch, although I know full well lots of people do. If this was in a pot, I definitely wouldn't be doing it now. The reason why I've gone to scissors is because although sometimes you can easily pull the leaves away, sometimes near the ends they're actually stripping the bark. So I'm cutting the ends off because they won't be part of any design. Okay, a naked silver birch. So what am I going to do with it? Don't know. Well, the first thing to do is to get rid of stumps and bits that are obviously not going to be wanted. Just clean up. You've got to watch out. You can get little little buds coming from the bases of these areas. That bit we don't want. Software. So I've got a branch here. Now what I'm looking at is, can I bring that branch over and that branch over to bring something in? The only way to find that out, I've actually got a little branch in here, far too close. I'm just looking in here. There's stuff here. So this branch I want, this I want. I've got nothing coming from under here. Here is the one where I'm looking at from the main camera, where I want to bring this one forward and this one across and around. But looking down in that junction, I've got these bits here, so I'm going to be removing things like that and just leaving them to really literally where I see primary branches only. I don't need to worry about any of the secondary right now, and the temptation is to do just that. So let's go on to that. And I say again, right now all I want is primary branch structure. Here's my trunk, and I want to pick the branches that are going to come off it and then develop my structure from there. If I start thinking, oh, I've got all this lovely stuff here, I lose track of the purpose. First styling is establishing your basic primary structure. Okay, and making sure there's a home for these little green aphids to go to. So, looking at that, this is a nice big, so this little one here is going to be absolutely no good to anyone. So, we'll get rid of that. One coming there. We've got two from one point. And truthfully, there's no point. And even me, I wanted to keep it, but there's no point. It's too low in the design. So we've got this here, which could be initial two primary branches. And then this one, just depends how much I can bend. And the only way I know how much I can bend that is to put some wire on it. So that will take place. Just get rid of some stuff here. Okay. Right, so I'm going to wire this now. Short string. We'll look at that in a minute. Now the first thing I'll say is that this wire isn't thick enough, but I actually haven't got the sort of wire I'd want. The bark is very, very delicate, like maple, so you don't want to be scarring it. I can tell I need more wire on that. Okay, let's not pretend. That was the first mistake I made. I just assumed it was going to be easier to bend. So, and I'm going to say now, if I put too much wire in here, what I'm looking for is in between here, where the stress lines are going to start to open up, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So you really do need the right wire thickness. So to make that job so much easier for yourself. As I say, it's a tree that's quite happy to lose its branches. Okay, there's some movement, and bearing in mind this whole stump is going to be cut back. Okay, for those of you astute eye will realise that the wire is no longer there. It's actually now going around this, which has allowed me greater ability to bring this around and down and towards. So it's coming towards your foreground, and also take that down a little bit. And again, the shape I'm looking right now is this bit here and this bit here. So this will be a branch I want, this will be a branch, and this. Most of this I won't want. And to a fair extent I can probably cut things like this off. Okay, it's quite tough because that bend there is it's fairly uniform. It's almost like a preformed. It doesn't look as natural. But what I'm hoping is that because I've got buds here and here, I may well be able to just get just a little bit of tearing. I can't. At the moment that's very, very vertical, this branch here, and it may be that branch ends up going, but ideally I'd like it to come more to the front if I could get it that way. Okay, it's not ideal, but I've got a bit of bend now. I'll wire these, they can be wired out. 1, 2, 3. Truthfully, I don't need to go out too far with the wire, not only because it's expensive, as it is, but because I think, as Tony himself has said in some videos, this is really bad by the way, I've got 3 bits of wire here. Okay. Well, just enough that I can put in just a little bit of movement, and bear in mind these are also going to have to be part of the back branch structure. Got buds in there which I'm also trying not to knock or displace because they're what I need actually in the end. Okay. This. Okay, so what I've done, hopefully you can see there's a little bit of movement there, but at the back I've wired those branches out, and as I say, all I'm going to really want, I've got this basic structure here. I'm wired here, there's the shape I want. I've got a bud there and a bud there and this branch here. I will probably remove a lot of it, what's out here. Same here. Got this one wired, a little bit of shape, there's a bud there, and a bud about there. I'll end up removing quite a lot what's beyond that. Same here, in the end, I've got a basic shape in here, but I'd be very surprised if that could be the one that takes over just there. But we'll have a look and see. Okay, just applied a bit of wire here. All I'm doing, trying to give a sense of movement. And it's about to rain, so I'm going to have to go inside. Again, let's see if we can get this a little bit up. We can, that's brilliant. Okay. Just to get close up onto you, what we've actually done there, don't know if you can see the wiring very well, just wired out to a basic shape. And remember, with that wiring, it's going to be the first of the right hand primary branches. That is only going to cut back quite a lot, but there's some basic shape I've got to go in. Okay, anyway. Okay, well, I've just had an hour and a half pit stop for heavy rains, and in that time I've had a chance to upload what I'd filmed. Background's not brilliant, but I also noticed just how nervous and uncertain I looked when I was wiring, and really it's only out later on. So I don't know why, but the truth is this is very flexible this time of year, but all I was doing was when I was getting the wire I was just bending, and you can't do that with wire. I think even Tony in today's latest video talks more and more about Ryan Neal and how he talks about you've got to rotate and bend, and you get so much more movement if you do it that way. And for some reason earlier when I looked back, I can't believe how tentative I was about it, but no, I've wired up a few more, and as I say, the direction wherever you're rolling is the way you're going to be rotating. So some of these branches have been rotated 90, 100 degrees from their original position, and that allows you to free up buds and also to get the movement you want. But yeah, coming in closer on it. And again, I'm sorry, I am going to have to get some sort of portable background, a white one or something, so that you can see with a little bit more clarity what it is I do when I'm up at the top end of the garden, especially if I do much more in winter. But yeah, so I'm very happy with what I've done on the lower section. So now we're going to have to move up to the apex. Okay, so if we just remind ourselves, this is generally where I see the front, got a nice bit of movement there, got all that wired out, and we'll just wait and see how that buds out in the spring before we establish. I'll let that grow right out, get loads of energy and strength in it. I still haven't decided whether I'll do the repot next year. I'll check with Ryan to see when he did pull this up, because it may have been, if it was done last year, I may give it another year in this. Anyway, so that will come off, this bit here will come off. And what I want to do is have a look about trying to get something into the foreground. I can probably do it here. Just put a basic structure so we can just get something moving forwards. Probably bring this more apically towards, so the tree's coming towards. And again, that's just about correct application of wire. And then this back one, not sure. Got to be careful with that. It's it has the look of something that wants to die. But yeah, so I'm going to clean all this up, the stubs and everything, and then put some wire on. I think 2 from that point. That's fine. Yeah, we'll deal with this bit first. So tell you what, I could talk and yap and go through all of it. What I'm going to do, clear all that up, and then I'll come back to you when the wire's on, and we'll do a little bit of bending and shaping and wriggling and waking. Yeah, I'm so pleased to see Tony talking about moving and rotating and bending in directions. You get there in the way, Tony. You get there in the end, Tony. Not that it's my idea. Not my idea at all. Everyone does it. Got these 2 wired up. Managed to avoid doing too much damage to this. So the first thing is we want to try and bend and rotate. Okay, so if you look there, what I've done is got these coming out, and this is going to be the new one coming down. Straight. Now, looking at the way that is, we'll have these 2 on there, which means it's probably this one underneath. Get rid of. This one here may actually... Not sure, we'll just... Okay, so I'm happy with the general position of where that is. Let's have a look. I'm going to come out there, come there, we'll have something coming to there. again, it's just rotating. It's so, mind you, what I want to avoid here is a straight bend. It's almost 90 degrees there. So okay, that's better. Something you got to watch out. You don't want to be giving yourself these right angles. We all know what a right angle is. It's Vogue. Please. Okay, so we're happy with that. Okay. Now looking at this. Now we've got it coming right towards us. I probably just want to try and put it up. There we go. I actually think I really like the way that's going. I've got to be careful not to go overboard. There we go, because that isn't going to be the one up here. Yeah, so I was starting trying to bend, thinking of this. You still can't see, there's a bit up there you can't see. To make it easier, we're going to be cutting there, cutting there, cutting there, cutting there. Okay, so the new leader, oh, you still can't see it. Honestly, what can you see? You can see here, here, here. Well, this is basically where the new apex is going to be anyway. That'll probably wire outwards. We've got a nice one out the back. This quite big one. These just need to be wired out and shortened. Okay. Issues here. Alright, so I'm happy with the basic shape there. Coming in close on it, just so you can see what we've done up there. Don't know if you can see it there, but apex is there, just wide out loosely. And the smaller branches, I'll put a little bit of wire on them just to give a basic shape and direction. So now what we've got to do is deal with this little mass out the back. And bear in mind that's the only thing that's out the back. That's all going to be bent down. Looking again what we've got down there. So yeah. Quite happy how this is going at the moment, so let's go to that now. Okay, we seem to be losing light a bit. I did actually do just a little bit more work there. Wired out a few more of those, and then up there on the apex, just did something with this. I want to bring it in down to cover that that space and just shorten. So yeah. So now I'm going to do the whole back bit. I'm going to do it off camera, because it's the same principles. So probably looks quite cluttered up there. I don't know, again with the light it's failing, but I've wired all this out the back here, and again it's just to try and give the starting of what I want to develop at the back of the tree. Hopefully we'll have more light tomorrow and I'll give you a final 360, but that's finished for now. Okay, so I'll be honest, it's taken me a while. I'm really happy with the results. There's no doubt about it. I'm very, very happy. Once I got over the initial issues I had here, and that was more about I was really uncertain about how flexible it was going to be. In essence, none of these cracked, and probably could have taken some of these further. But I've definitely developed a primary structure, and that's really what it's been all about today. I really hope that the light's good enough that you can see it, but you know, the apical region is going to be up here. It's just brought in, the back's up, it's just starting down here. It's going to be high, so this is going to be more in the traditional as Harry Harrington shows with a couple of his silver birches. It's setting up so that it'll come down, and they'll do more traditional birch rather than the other ones that have gone pointing up. this is set up so that stuff actually comes down, which is what I'm hoping. Who knows, it could be a downy birch, but I'll give you a spin of it, but I'm really happy. So yeah, hopefully, please let the light be good. So let's just spin. The front is somewhere around there, I think, definitely. And then we'll just spin it. There's a lot of wiring there, a lot of wiring. It may well be that a lot of this gets cut right back. I'll wait and see when those first buds come out. It'll be, again, this is a big one for this, is going to be the post-flush hardening. Because I've spread the branches out, and you'll see when I do the profile, it's the back you're looking at. But looking straight on, although the trunk itself is very straight on, now by developing this further out either side, giving it a little bit more dimension, if you can imagine branches starting to come down. So, where are we? We're somewhere about there, I think. Somewhere about there. So from Xavier at the middle terrace, with the light definitely going, with a dark tree on a dark background. Oh, but it's a dark shirt as well. I slipped over then. I hope you can appreciate what we've managed to achieve today. And I do, if I can get anywhere near 19,000 subscribers by December, it's only another 18,300, then I might be able to afford to get a portable white background. So come on, if you know people, tell them, push this their way. I need another 18,000. It's not hard, is it? Christmas present. Okay, so anyway, thanks very much. I'm sorry the second part of Trident got pushed. That's probably going to be pushed another couple of weeks, and as I said right at the beginning, to be fair, with the sort of tertiary sort of bud selection I'm going to be doing with the Tridents, that can be done right into easily. I can push it to the middle of November, so that video will probably come out a little bit later. I've got a couple more bits and pieces that I'm going to show you, but from Xavier, with his Silver Birch Yamadori, courtesy of Ryan of Houghton Bonsai and the Doncaster Fair, I'll say cheers, happy bonsaiing, God bless.